Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advanced, and this game was played in the American Cup at chess.com, and this is a game between World Hashtag 2 and World Hashtag 3. We're talking about Fabiano Caruana and here going for Hikaru Nakamura, and Hikaru is with the white pieces and Fabi is with the black pieces, and this game is going to be one hell of a game. So without further ado, let's start with this game. We have d4 by Fabi, d5 by d4 by Hikaru, and d4 by Fabi, and we have c3, e6, and here just knight to f3, knight to f6, g3, and d captures. Going for the Catalan opening, we have bishop to g2 and a6. We have castles, knight to c6, and here just going for knight bd2. We have b5, b3, but here just going for c3, knight to b1, b4, and here we have a3, and here we have bishop to b7, just knight to c5, and just c2 attacking the queen, and here just going for bishop caps on c6, bishop captures, queen captures on c2, and here a very nice bishop to e4 attacking the queen, queen to b2, but here just bishop back to b7, and here just a captures and just going for bishop caps on b4, nicely developing, and also just preparing to castle c5 here, and a very nice centralizing move. I mean, the queen is eyeing all of these pieces, and you still have to develop your knight and find a way to connect the rooks. And here just knight to d3 attacking the bishop, but here just queen to d5, not that much worried about it. I mean, even if you capture here, I mean, it doesn't give you that much. That's the thing. And here just f3, but here just bishop captures, knight captures, queen caps on d4, queen captures, and pawn captures, and you get this kind of a position where, somewhere along the line you're going to push those pawns and maybe just form a very nice chain. You're going to push those pawns, and maybe just black will be a little bit better. So Fabi is supposed to be better in the opening, but you know who he's playing against? He's playing against world number 2, so it's going to be very much difficult. So rook f to c1 was played, but just castles, rook to a4, and rook to d8, rook to c7, and here just going for this rook to d7. We have rook caps on d7, knight captures, and here just rook caps on d4 attacking the knight. Here just bishop defending, knight to c4, and just a5. We have king to f2, king to f8, and here just going for rook to d6. We have bishop to b5, but now finally going for this knight to a3. All Fabi has to do is maybe just push those pawns and maybe just get the king into the game, and he will have a very nice game. But here, I mean, Hikaru is one of the best endgames player. You have to be very much careful with him. So he just bishop caps on d3 was played by Fabi in this position against Hikaru, and you have to understand that he gave up the bishop, and it's just going to be rook and knights against well, a player of Hikaru's caliber. I don't think he should have given up the bishop, because it just reduces his chances of actually playing for a win. Here just rook captures was played, but not the bishop moves back, and here we have this very nice rook to d6, king to e7, and here just rook to c6, king to f6, and now finally is going for this rook to c5, just attacking the a5 pawn, bishop to b7, and here just e4, just pushing the central pawns. And let's see who's faster here. a4 was played by Fabi, and we have b4, not just trading that. We have rook to d8, king to e2, and just g5 in this position. And now here in this position, we have a very nice rook to c4, but now just h5, and here just b5, an immediate push, g4. We have f4, e5, but now just finally going for f5, h4, and we have rook caps on a4, h captures, and h captures. We have rook to h8, just trying to harass those pawns via this, and here just knight to b1, trying to defend everything. Rook to h2 check, king moves, rook to h1, king to c2, and you have to be very much careful. How do you approach this position? Do you go after the pawn? Do you give another check? Do you maybe just go after this and do something about here? The best move in this position is to go for this rook to h2, simply because here once rook check occurs, you block with the knight, and here after rook to g2, you play this king to d1, rook caps on g3, and here just going for a move like rook to a7 and rook to g1 check, king moves, and here rook to g2 check, king to e3, and here after g3, both pairs are going to mostly have equal chances. But there is a very beautiful line that I wanted to show in this position, because here after knight to f3, you could actually go for this very very sneaky line with this bishop caps on e3, because here after a move like king caps on e4, now you go for this rook to e2 check, king moves, and here just putting this rook behind a pass pawn, and now this push is coming, and the position is going to be very very grateful. King to c4, g2, but here just going for this rook to a1. We have rook to f2, but now you have to put that rook behind there. So here just rook caps on f3, rook caps on g2, and here just an immediate rook to h3, b6, rook to h8, and here after rook to f2, most likely e4 is going to come. Sooner this pawn will fall, I mean, but here you're going to have to put the rook there. Most likely in in like, if players play perfect play, it's going to be a draw. But here, after king to c2, we have rook to e1, and this just gives Hikaru a little bit too much, because here Hikaru goes for the best move, and that is knight to c3. And now, how are you defending everything in this position? Because here rook to e3 was tried, but just this check, and now you understand the problem. Bishop captures has to be played. It's forced. E captures, but rook caps on g3. We have p6, rook to g2 check, king to c3. But here, after rook to g3 check, king to c4, it was on this move, on just move 51, that Fabiano Caruana resigned the game. Hikaru Nakamura got the spectacular victory, and just one mistake, but just one fork in this position cost him the entire game. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Thank you all.